I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. So listen, there's been a lot of if you will, rhubarb going on over the past 3 or 4 days now since Kanye West and Nick Fuentes had dinner with Tribulation Trump down in Mar-A-Lago the other day. And I'll tell you, the people on CNN and MSNBC and the Washington Post and the New York Times have got their hair on fire. I can smell Don Lemon's hair all the way up here. That's right. Jake Tapper, Wolf Blitzer. I can smell their hair all up and Rachel Maddow's hair. So all their hair's on fire. You ought to see them running around. They're all going to need wigs after this. I mean, it's the World Cup, what was happening with the World Cup? I thought everybody was going to be interested in that. Even I was watching the World Cup, and said America and England came to a draw. So I said, all right, okay. Then America and Iran started fighting one another spiritually, But no, man, that closed when Kanye and Fuentes met with Tribulation Trump down in Mar-a-Lago, all other stories fell off the radar screen. So I want to say a couple things. I want to say about this is that now the first thing is that Trump don't really give a damn what y'all in the media. And Trump said he didn't know Fuentes. Come on now. But Trump don't really care about y'all. The word damn is in the Bible, by the way. Mark's Gospel, chapter 16, verse 16. So don't say I'm up here cussing again. If Jesus used it, I can use it. So let's get back to what I really want to talk about. So everybody's, Kanye West, and they say this guy, they now permanently label Kanye, now he calls himself Ye now, as an anti-Semite, right? And then there is this Nick Fuentes guy who they said is a Holocaust denier and an anti-Semite and a racist. And he ain't old enough to be, he ain't about 24 years old. It takes a little time to be all those things at once. Anyway, the point of the matter is, listen, I want to tell you, Wolf Blitzer, you and Jake Tapper and Rachel Maddow and all the rest of y'all, Trump don't really care what y'all think about him meeting with Fuentes, whether he's a Holocaust denier or Kanye West. Trump don't, and I'm not Trump's spokesperson. I'm not here promoting Trump, but I would like to tell you, he just don't care what y'all think. In fact, probably what Trump did is just to get y'all all in a tizzy, because that puts him back in the news rather than talking about the January 6th committee and Liz Cheney and what they're saying about Trump. That's all y'all can talk about, and he knows that. Listen, whether you like the man or hate the man, whatever, you got to give him his due. The man knows how he's a master at media. He's a master. He knows how to get all y'all jumping up like a bunch of cats on a hot tin roof. You don't care what y'all think about whether he met with Fuentes or not, or Kanye West. He really don't care. But here, I think there's some things that I think I need to pull your coat to, and I promise not to inflict myself upon you any further after I do this, and that is this, is that Trump's base, the people that support Trump, they don't care either. They don't condemn this. They don't see anything wrong with the fact. One fellow wrote to me the other day and said, listen, Trump's supposed to be the president of all the people, not just the one everybody, not just the one that they like, the CNN likes, MSNBC. Trump's supposed to be the president of all the people. I said, okay. And the other thing is that Trump knew that the liberal media was going to go berserk, him meeting with a so-called. But he doesn't care. His base don't care. Trump is not. Trump said, he told y'all several years ago, you're not paying attention to him. But I'm not promoting Trump. I'm demoting CNN. That's what I do when I tell you that right now. MSNBC, Washington Post, New York Times. But Trump told y'all some time ago, I don't know, where were you? He told y'all I could step out on Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody, and I would not lose one reporter. He made me shot a reporter. He said I would not lose one supporter. I'm not suggesting Trump shoot a reporter. They want to come in and arrest me, take me to a jailhouse and make me take a fingerprint and confess whether or not I said Trump should shoot a reporter. That's not what I said. I said Trump told y'all. that if he stepped out on Fifth Avenue and shot someone, he wouldn't lose one supporter. So why y'all thinking now that he's going to lose this base because of Nick Fuentes and or Kanye? Anyway, a little bit more, all that serious, but on a little bit more sober tone, I think. Here's what I believe, and this is not my spreading disinformation. I believe Trump is preparing for war with the word that Dave Chappelle said you should never use the two words together, but I'm going to take a chance and use it here today. I believe Trump is preparing for war with the Jews. I do. Elder Smith sent me a note the other day and said that the Israelites, those blind mice, were out there marching out there in Brooklyn the other day, supporting that boy Kyrie Irving. That played for the Brooklyn Nets. That they were the Israelites, because they've been fighting with the Jews, saying that the Jews are not the real Jews. They stole their identity, which is ridiculous. This is the craziest thing I've seen in my life. The Israelite, you got to be out your crazy mind to be an Israelite, believing that the Jews stole your identity. Anyway, but I think that I believe this, that I think Trump see in the total scheme. Now, this is just a part of his comeback. It's just a part of what he's going to do, because Trump is not going off the world stage. I think he sees as a part of that he's going to have a war with the Jews. And I think Kanye West and Nick Fuentes are just two young generals that he's going to use along with a whole lot of. Remember when back, 4 or 5 years ago, when they marched through Charlottesville saying the Jews will not replace us? I see a war specifically with the Jews and Trump's base, and Trump has made the decision that is now to come out, and I think that he had lunch with a couple of generals, dinner with a couple of generals, General Nick Fuentes and General Kanye West. That's what I believe. I don't have to be right. I always am, but I don't have to. I think these are two of Trump's generals. I think Trump's seeing a larger scheme of things, that he's going to have to go to war with the Jews. And by the way, there's no love lost, and I'm going to use this term. I'm using it affectionately, but I want to use it as I want to use it, because it makes sure that I'm identifying the right people, that I'm not somehow another identifying liberals or these fascists or these leftists or these Democrats. I want to make sure I'm not identifying any of them. But there's not been a love loss over the last 100 years between the Jews and the rednecks. I use the term redneck. Both of that, the term the Jews, according to Dave Chappelle, could be very dangerous. I could lose my career by saying the Jews. I'm going to take a chance. That's what Dave Chappelle said. And then the rednecks. Well, people could get mad with me for calling people rednecks. Well, they are rednecks. Anybody, they're rednecks. Anyway. But there's been no love loss. By the way, a lot of rednecks are my friends. You ever see that? Well, both black people. I have a lot of black people as my friends. Why? Well, hell, I have a lot of rednecks. Oh, I got rednecks down in West Virginia. Actually, where rednecks first came from, by the way. They used to wear red handkerchiefs around their neck. But you don't want the history lesson here today. But I believe that there's a coming war between these two groups. And what we saw in Charlottesville, what they tried to say in Charlottesville is that we're ready to go to war. And I think Trump has made the decision, well, I'm gonna have them as a part of my army to rule America. That's what and they certainly haven't. This has been a long time coming. This has been a long time coming. By that I mean it didn't take Trump to stir up the spirit of war against the Jews by the boys down in Dixieland. That was there before Trump. I think what Trump has said now is that he's going to align himself with that. So with that spirit. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. And please don't algorithm me and say that I was cursing or that I'm an anti-Semite. I'm not. I'm a Zionist. That's right. My Jewish brothers are my Jewish brothers. Jesus was a Jew. I'm not a hater of the Jew or the redneck. Both of them are my friends.